This is Internet Business Mastery, episode 94.
In a world where bosses control your life and thoughts of escape fill your mind, where inspiration seems dead and cynicism rules the masses, you have a desire to break free. You feel the need to take control. Now, there exists a place where the secrets of freedom and wealth are given to those who believe. InternetBusinessMastery.com. Free your mind.
Hello and welcome to Internet Business Mastery online at InternetBusinessMastery.com. I'm Sterling.
And I'm Jay.
And we're here to help you escape the 9-to-5 and live the lifestyle of your dreams by turning your life's passion into a profitable internet business, even if you're just getting started today. On this episode of Internet Business Mastery, we have the #1 most effective traffic attraction strategy, part 1. And in the quick tip, we have an easy solution for recording interviews and even podcast episodes. We'd also like to remind you that if you'd like to get a jump start on creating your own profitable internet business using our proven system, you can claim your risk-free trial membership to the Internet Business Mastery Academy by going to freeaudiogift.com. So Jay, let's talk about the survey we did last week. Some really interesting results.
Yeah, we're big fans of surveys. That was awesome. I mean, the thing I love about doing a survey is that it really reconnects us with our market. You know, doing the podcast, we have an idea of who our audience is, and especially since we've been doing it for 4 or 5 years, this show here, we have a sense of who our audience is, but it's really cool to reconnect with that and see, like, in their own words from the audience, from people who are following us, the things that, what their biggest questions are, their concerns, the things they're struggling with, the hopes they have for their internet business. So we definitely want to thank everybody who responded to that. We had an awesome response, a lot of great information come through. And, believe it or not, you might think that's something that we would just hand off to our VA to quickly summarize for us. But no. We went through that, inch by inch personally, because we want to read the words that are, in your own words, the things that you're thinking about and wondering about. And a lot of things were reaffirmed that we already knew or assumed. But then at the same time, it always helps kind of refine or remind us of some things and, just make sure that this is really a two-way street, not just us talking to you and making assumptions, which is a message we've always talked about, how you got to know who your market is, choose the market and give them what they want, not just assume what you think they need and give them that. And that's when people are going to really respond. I guess people might be interested to know what some of the biggest concerns were. And, it's again, stuff that we've kind of known, but then also, maybe good to have reminded of, and also to read in the audience's own words, how they were experiencing this for themselves. But actually, the #1 concern that people mentioned was time management. Finding enough time to work on their internet business. And when they do find time, how do they use that time? Finding, how to focus right in that time, how to feel like they're using that time as effectively as possible, having that confidence that they're doing the right thing with their time. And, that's definitely important stuff.
Well, and the one thing about time that it was really interesting and it was a nice reminder to hear that, is that because we're so very, very specific with our time now, and, over the years of doing internet business, that was one of the things that I think for me, I feel I have that down, especially the time thing. Yeah. And it's taken, almost 6 years to get there. But time and one of the other ones I now have taken care of. So I forgot about it, sort of. You know what I mean? Like, I forgot that was an issue because of, after years of experience taking care of it. So it was nice to see that again. And it was a reminder of, oh, well, great, we'll talk about that stuff, right? Like now we know to remember that that's how it is, especially right at first. I mean, the way I handled the time issue in the beginning was I worked 12 hours a day. And, the other one, I guess I'll just say real quick, one of the other one is overwhelm. And the way I handled overwhelm was I worked 12 hours a day. Yeah. Every single day. So, I'd start getting overwhelmed and just go, okay, I got to put in more hours. And, one of the things that, this survey also talked about was or reminded me specifically too, was that, people don't have 12 hours a day to dedicate. Like, we just happen to both be insane and quit our jobs before. But if you've got jobs and a family and all that stuff, I mean, you can't fix that problem of time and overwhelm by working more.
Right. Well,
because of only having that.
That's the insidious thing, though, is that it actually doesn't fix the overwhelm. The funny thing is like,
for sure,
the times I've been the least overwhelmed are, actually more recently when I work less than 40 hours a week, not back when I used to work 60 plus hours a week on my business. So, that's something we can definitely talk about more in another episode, but I guess that's the good news to share. It's like, look, we've actually noticed in our, several years of being online, being entrepreneurs, being an internet business, that we've been the least overwhelmed when we've actually worked the least amount of hours. And that's because those are the times where we were very specific about how we used our time and our focus and things like that. So that's definitely something we can talk about more, in later episodes. But yeah, I remember all the same things with time and overwhelm, and that's something still on occasion that I have to deal with now and again and kind of just check in with for myself. The other two are no surprise, traffic and choosing the niche. People want to know, just have that confidence that they're choosing the best niche for them, and they want to know that they can get traffic to their site and their products and their programs. And, the traffic thing we're going to talk about in this episode. I mean, we got that feedback so that we can start helping, so we can continue and even get better at providing content that will meet the needs, the wants that our market has, that our listeners have. So, starting with this episode, we're going to do that. We're going to talk about some traffic stuff, and niche we've talked a lot about in the past, but it's always something we could talk about some more as well. But thank you everybody for that great feedback, and
yes, definitely,
we're definitely dedicated to helping you overcome these specific concerns that we know you're all having, whether you're just starting out or whether you're more experienced in your internet business. I'm sure at least one of those is still something that is a concern and desire for you. So we definitely make a commitment to you that we're going to give you content to help with those things, starting with this episode. So let's go ahead and dive into the feature segment.
And now, the feature segment.
All right, so in this episode, like we said, we're talking about the number one method or number one strategy for attracting traffic to your business. And as we heard in the chit chat segment at the beginning, that's one of the big concerns that people expressed on the survey was, how do I get more traffic? So we thought, hey, great, let's do an episode about what we think is the number one most effective strategy for traffic. And the way we're going to do this is we want to go through, this is actually going to be a two-parter because there is a lot of stuff to go over. And we're going to go through 7 different criteria that we think the number one most effective traffic attraction strategy should have. Okay, and these are going to be based on things that are important for success in your business, based on the things we know are important to you, based on the things that are important to us and that have worked for us. So we're going to go through the 7, and then in the end, we'll talk about, in whole, what exactly that strategy is. And you might already be making some assumptions about what you think we're going to say. Actually, I'm going to go ahead and tell you right now, if you're thinking, oh, I know what it is, it's podcasting. Actually, it's not.